Okay. Welcome everyone to Blockrocket monthly pitch event organized by Disrupt Network. The event will start shortly after my quick introduction about the event logistics. So as this event is going to be big, everyone is going to be muted except for the speakers. If you have any question or suggestion during the talk, you can exchange them in the WhatsApp group by scanning the QR code. And the startup, please feel free to join the WhatsApp group so you can exchange ideas and answer the question from our audience. So that is from my side. I will now hand over to Benjamin to start the event.
Fantastic. Thanks, Alex, for the intro. Please scan it to join our WhatsApp groups for questions, as my colleague just pointed out. Then quick intro from my side. I'm Benjamin. I'm the managing director of Blockrocket. And just a few quick words about us in case you don't know us yet. We are a small venture capital firm that focuses on blockchain startups. So we invest in pre-seed and seed startups. Our ticket sizes range from 100K up to 500K. We're based in Germany, but we invest globally. We do equity deals. We also do token deals. And we're very well connected specifically with the European ecosystem when it comes to crypto companies. So from legal firms to consulting firms to larger growth startups, etc. And we also host a lot of events. So on a monthly basis, we have pitch events like today, where we always invite new startups and new jury members. And we also have on a monthly basis panel events where we invite reputable speakers to trending topics that talk about these things. So basically, if you're looking for information of what's going on in the crypto space, I think it's fair to argue that our events always serve as a good platform. If you have questions or events, then maybe quickly before that, this is a range of some portfolio companies that we have today. So just to showcase, we specialize on a blockchain focus. So it needs to be crypto native or at least related to the crypto ecosystem as a whole, what you do as a company. But within that, there's actually a lot of flexibility for what industry you're working in. So in our portfolio today, we have companies from the gaming sector, event ticketing, KYC, financial due diligences, NFT providers and marketplaces, insurance solutions, and so on. So basically, if you're an early stage startup in the blockchain space and you're looking for funding, then feel free to reach out to us or apply directly through our website. And of course, you can also reach out to any of us directly if you see us at some events or in future. So far, so good from our side. Before we start with the first startup pitch, so quickly for the setup, we have 4 startups invited. They pitch around 5 to 6 minutes each, 5 minutes Q&A. The Q&A session is led by our 3 jury members. You can ask questions in the QR code of the chat that was provided before, and then we might pick some of them up and try to also put them into the Q&A session. And very importantly, we also have a voting system. So for every monthly pitch event, we have a voting to choose like a monthly winner or like which startup was the favorite of this event. And this is 50% by the jury. We'll do this in the very end, and 50% by the audience. So you as the audience have the chance to do a live voting through Zoom, and this will happen at the end of the event, and we will let you know, and we will pick up a poll, and then you can put up your vote there. Before we start with the first pitch, maybe quickly to the jury members, so they can introduce themselves with a few sentences about themselves, and I would suggest maybe Wolfgang, we can start with a few words about yourself.
Yeah, with pleasure. Good afternoon. I'm the head of venture capital of the Blockchain Founders Group, and I had the pleasure of enjoying the venture capital industry for almost 20 years now. And I believe that the time has never been better for great founder teams. And that's why I'm really glad to be here today with my fellow jury members, Philip and Pranav, and excited to hear from our pitch candidates.
Thank you, Wolfgang. Then maybe next, a few words. I think very famous already in the crypto space, but still a few words about yourself, Philip.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, I hope everybody can see me. Actually, I'm not at home at a desk, but rather sitting here in a car. I did not have another chance. Actually, I know Wolfgang from quite a while ago. We have founded a company together in the area of patent commercialization. So nice to see you again, Wolfgang, right? And very happy to also see some skilled startup founders, some very amazing startups here. I have founded the Blockchain Center at the Frankfurt School within Germany. I think we are a quite good think tank in the field. We started also with enterprise blockchains a couple of years ago, and now after Corona also hit all these enterprise projects, we now entirely focus on crypto assets. So hopefully you also have some crypto assets, because then I might have some good questions for you. Nice to be here.
Thanks a lot, Philip. And last but not least, we have Pranav.
Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, Sagar, Wolfgang. I think you have been very generous to invite me again and again. And I see this as a massive responsibility to support and nurture the startups, and especially those in Europe. It's something that is a space, an area I trust, Wolfgang, Sagar a lot more, and of course, Benjamin, you as well. And so it's been always a privilege to be here in these forums. Very briefly about Woodstock. It's been since 2016, I've been into this space. Traditional financial services got me here because I saw the system broken horizontally and vertically. And I was looking at an alternate paradigm, and I landed up looking at Bitcoin in a very different light, not as a price, but I looked at this as an intersection of modern economics and open technologies. And that took me through the rabbit hole and into this participatory economy, got me into Woodstock, start thinking of Woodstock as a journey. Woodstock name also came into being because Woodstock was supposed to be a small gathering, became movement. Similarly, blockchain was supposed to be a small gathering, and it became literally a white paper that became a movement, and all of us are part of it. We are in the second fund in our journey. We have invested across 16 countries into 46 investments so far, both equity as well as token investments. And I think the innovation in this space, both in terms of the applications as well as in terms of the documentation, just keeps on evolving to a different level altogether. So I see amazing complexity happening in this space, but excited to be a responsible member of investor fraternity in this space. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks, Pranav, for being here. Fantastic. Then let's start right away with the first start for today, which is Hanif from UpSocial Network.
Hey, hi. Hi, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you're very audible.
So let me start with thank you so much, Sagar and Disrupt Network, for providing us with the opportunity to present here at this monthly event. We are really glad. Thank you so much for that. Let me share my screen.
Fantastic.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, works well.
Right. So hi, my name is Hanif Shaikh. I'm the founder and CEO of UpSocial Network. We are building a Web3 social network website where the content creators are rewarded for the value they generate over the system. Let's start with the problem statement. So in the current scenario, these tech giants have too much power and the control over everything what they have built, and that makes the life of others not so easy. So they control too much power. Except for YouTube, no one rewards the content creators for creating the content on the system and generating value. The systems are vulnerable due to the centralization, and there are several security hacks which has happened in the past, as recently as last year for the LinkedIn. So these problems happen because the systems are centralized and they are not ready to let go the power to the decentralization. So we at UpSocial Network have identified this as a problem, and building a DAO which would help the content creators generate money for the content they create over the platform. We are going to use 204-bit encryption that would make sure that the security is best in the industry standards. Just a minute, I'm not, yeah. So the data is, the ownership of the data would remain with the content creators. As of now, the ownership of the data which is being created on this platform is with the platform. But we are going to make sure that there are no spillage of the data with the help of the ZKP and the blockchain technology. So as of now, what is happening is, these content creators and the influencers, they are not able to monetize their audience. They're not able to unify their whole audience into one platform where they would be able to monetize themselves and their audience. We are going to come up with the social tokens along with our other products that would help these content creators monetize the audience, do an IDO, create their own social tokens, and provide perks to these fan followings that would make sure that these content creators and the influencers are able to generate the passive income without the need of the brands or the other endorsements. We have signed up 3 influencers from India. Since we are based out in India, we want to start with the Indian market, and India is a huge market and celebrities are almost worshipped here. If you see the A-lister celebrities, they are like a god here in India. So we would create their NFTs. We are going to create their social tokens and help them build the a good creator economy around themselves, so that they don't have to depend on any middlemen. So we have signed up 3 influencers as of now exclusively for creating the social tokens and creating their NFTs on our marketplace. We have also we also shot an ad a couple of days back that should go live pretty soon on the different social media platforms in the matter of 10-15 days. And we signed up an influencer agency that would help us onboard another 15-20 content creators and influencers for the NFT marketplace and the social tokens. So here are the numbers for the market validation. On the left hand side you see the users, and on the right hand side you see the cryptocurrencies market validation. As of now there are 4.48 billion users in social media, and there are 106 billion into the crypto users, 302 crypto users as of now, and we are trying to target $3 billion valuation, if you see on the right hand side of the slide. So total market is $2.5 trillion, although the market crashed recently, so it would be around $2 trillion. If you remove first 2 coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the rest of the market, the top 100 coins are worth somewhere around $800 to $900 billion, and we are targeting $3 billion in next 2 years. So how are we different from our competitors? We took Facebook and Reddit and Steemit as the option. We are going to be decentralized. We are going to reward users. We are building the DAO. They're going to be social tokens and the DEX. So DEX is going to play a very crucial role in implementing the social tokens for the masses. Because what is happening, let's just say for example of the BitCloud, you can purchase the social tokens of an influencer or some big celebrity, but you're not able to encash that. For a fan, it's nothing more than a souvenir. But we are going to come up with the DEX that would allow us to list those social tokens on the DEX, and the people would be able to exchange it as against the USDT or Solana or UpSocial Network token. We're going to have NFT marketplace, and we are going to sign exclusive content creators. We have the meeting lined up for next 15-20 days with some Bollywood celebrities as well. Here is our team. I'm the co-founder and CEO. Ashish Verma is the CTO of our tech. Diwakar Chaudhary is the CEO. We all are experienced into the blockchain. We all have been working with the in the cryptocurrency industry from last 5 to 6 years. Ashish has total 8 years of IT experience. Diwakar has 4 years of cybersecurity experience. I'm into this blockchain industry from last 6 years. Have been conducting crypto meetups, blockchain tours here in India. We are raising $1.17 million at the valuation of $13 million, and we are giving away 9% of tokens in the seed round. We're also going to raise another 2 rounds, private and the strategic round, and then we're going to do a very small public sale that would make sure that there is a good demand in the market, and we want to maintain the supply so that the price of the token doesn't drop immediately. Here's a roadmap. We started in the year of 2021, April, May, and we started with the ideation of how we are going to solve this problem. So there are a couple of problems we identified. One was a lot of impersonation of my ID on the social network, and then we have an influencer friend who was not able to monetize his audience apart from the the deals he had to take. So we thought of how do we solve that problem, and hence the idea of UpSocial Network.
Hanif,
so far
we almost reached 7 minutes. Just keep in mind the time.
I'm so sorry. All right, I'll quickly finish it. So we already have the IDO launchpad ready for the social tokens. The NFT marketplace would be live in next 1 month, and we are going to come up with the social tokens and the NFTs for creators exclusively on our platform. And thank you so much. Any other questions? I'll be happy to answer.
Fantastic, Hanif. Thanks for the presentation.
Welcome.
Do we have some questions to start with on the jury side?
Will I just kick off? Although it's Indian, so Pranav, you should take that one, but I'll just kick off and then you can chime in. Thanks, Hanif, for the presentation. One question: you compared yourself to Facebook. I would assume that about 90% of all people on Facebook have no idea of crypto. How do you plan to get them enthusiastic to move over to UpSocial?
Good question. Thank you. So, and it's very important to break the network effect from the so we are going to create the social tokens of these creators and the NFT marketplace and the exclusive NFTs that would help us bring the audience of those influencers onto our platform through these social tokens and NFT marketplace. So we are going to come up. So we are targeting the social tokens as a tool for us to bring the audience from different social media.
But what if they have no idea what a social token is, what a token is in the first place?
So we are going to obviously extensively run ads on the social tokens, its use case, and make people aware about it. We are going to invest heavily on education side of the social tokens and the cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
From my side, one question: is there any group out there which you are targeting first? For example, gamers, young people, like specific subgroups which you can target a little bit easier, like male, female users, anybody out there whom you would like to target first? Like Facebook is a good example. They started to target local students at one university, right? That's how they took off and proved the concept.
Yeah. So here is what we're going to do. As I said, we're going to create the social tokens of these influencers, and we're going to do extensive partnership with these influencers, and ask them to bring their audience to use the social tokens. So, as I said, we are not directly targeting people to come and use our social media to begin with, but we're going to bring them through the channel of social tokens and NFT marketplace. So with our NFT marketplace, we want to integrate the physical and the digital side of the NFTs because the Bollywood celebrities, they have a huge fan following, and people want to get hold of things these celebrities are wearing or have acquired.
And for example, what happened in UK and in Spain is the following: that in case an influencer is having more than 1 million followers over there, they cannot freely advertise tokens anymore because they first have to announce it to the financial market authorities, right? So this is a development which we will see more often, that basically authorities are blocking influencers from widely advertising tokens, right? Is this an issue? Is it a risk? Or would you like to try to fly under the radar? What's your technique here?
So in India, recently government started taxing the cryptos in their last budget, and that means that they're trying to legalize this. If not for legalization, they wouldn't want to tax it. So as of now, there are no regulations in India, but we would obviously want to stay under the radar for quite some time before we make it big. So we can look at the different laws of different countries and work based upon that. But in India, as of now, the country we are targeting, there are no specific laws which prohibits these influencers to stop promotions.
All right, running almost for a bit more than 10 minutes. So I would suggest do you have another question, Pranav, a quick one, or otherwise
No, I think you covered it extremely well. So my two questions were answered, which is you don't have the team right now, at least visibly in your deck, which is focused on growth hacking. And the second part is in terms of the regulatory overhang in multiple countries, because Facebook also tried to do multiple things in multiple countries and it did not work out. So typically that kind of overhang, exists on social media, and especially influencers in promoting tokens, etc. So very similar comments, and these are the two, I would say, Achilles heel in terms of seeing that what can be done about it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I just want to acknowledge that.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Hanif, for the pitch. And
thank you so much.
Then let's move on for the second pitch, which is from Essam, with a company called Gruups, if I pronounce it correctly. I think.
Yes, sir.
Essam, you might correct that.
Yeah, that's correct. Thanks.
Fantastic. Then, Hanif, can you stop sharing your screen?
Yeah, I was just trying to do that. Is it stop?
Yes, it was. Thanks. Maybe mute yourself, Hanif, because you have a lot of interference. Thanks a lot. Okay, yeah, works. Can see your full screen. Fantastic.
Okay, thank you for inviting us to this fantastic event. Let me introduce myself. My name is Essam. I'm the CTO of Gruups, and today I'm introducing Gruups, a DAO for customer collaboration. So the problem we're trying to tackle today is brands. And I think that's a bit different than all the creator economy that everyone is trying to tackle. We're trying today to tackle a problem that's relevant to brands. So brands are usually still reluctant to use and adopt blockchain technology because decentralization is scaring them of losing control of their community. We try to close the gap between the control and the decentralization by giving a safe space and a safe environment for companies to raise a true relationship between customer collaboration. On the other hand, we try to give customers the ability to co-write the rules of that partnership. In simple words, we try to democratize that relationship between customers by giving the customer a say in what data and how they want to share it with brands. Our product is we incubate brands, DAOs. So every brand we launch will come to our platform, will launch a DAO in our platform, coming with a token and a community space. And then by raising collaboration between customers and the brand in terms of small tools, small micro tools like content creation, feedback, promotion, and reward on engagement. And then later on, when on scale, the customers themselves, they could interact between each other by peer-to-peer trading economy. They could support each other on that specific brand by sharing knowledge and coaching and sharing data. Ooh. Sorry. The benefits for brands that we reinvent the relationship, the customer journey. So we turn it from a customer into a true partner and giving the brand a blockchain revenue model by collecting and controlling their audiences and activating them. On the other hand, the customer, we give the customer an active role in this relationship and ability to be seen by the brand and also get to meet like-minded people that shares the same passion. For one of the engagement use case that we try to introduce and tackle is try to give the customer the ability to get rewarded by the engagement. Not like any other platform, they engage and they got nothing by their metadata and a third party is selling their data. We try to make it useful and reward worthy for customers. On the other hand, on scale, customers could interact with each other by sharing knowledge and support and get rewarded by the brand's token and probably NFT airdrops. Our target group are brands that they have shops online that they could plug into our system and start a DAO and launch a decentralized community. And on the other side, their customer that they are loyal and they want to get more of what their brand is giving them. Our business model is we try to get a fee on each token transaction and fee on NFT sale and on scale staking yields, for example. Our roadmap, we started already last year by launching a community called Gruups. Gruups is a messenger right now, and now we are scaling by introducing our brand DAO and spaces. Currently, we have a traction of 1,000 active users posting. One of our peak posts per day was 20,000 posts in only 24 hours. In this year, Q2, we are willing to launch with 10 brands. We are already in contact with 5 of them. 5 of them are already interested and about to be our early adopters. One of them is a big watch marketplace here in Berlin. And another one is a big German e-commerce. I'm not allowed to reveal names right now because I believe it's not yet finalized, but I think you know what I mean. And in Q3 this year, we want to scale up to 100 brands by introducing the DAO and then the engagement part in our platform. And beginning of next year, scaling to 250 brands and introducing the ability for customers to interact with each other by building their own economy. Market size is huge. We're
quickly, sorry, Essam, we crossed 6 minutes, so I would suggest to wrap it up.
Yeah, sure. That's the last 2 slides. Market size is huge. We're tackling 120 billion TAM market size, and we are trying to take a small part of it in our addressable market by almost $3 billion. The team, we both bring, Mark and me, we both bring a big experience in both building community and technology and blockchain. And we believe that we are the right team building this. And thank you for your time and happy to have a chat afterwards.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Essam.
Thanks a lot.
So we have some questions.
Yeah, I have a question. So same question like previously. What users are primarily in this app already? You know, like you mentioned 1K users, and what types of people is it? You know, gender, age, I don't know, some background. You know, do you know this already, or did you not study this? And by the way, I like the pitch very much. It's great to see such startup projects coming also out of Germany and not always from the US and elsewhere. So therefore, most important, sounds very, very good.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, sure. We studied already our active users. In the beginning, we didn't plan for this orientation. We just pivoted into this orientation a couple of weeks ago. Our audience are a young group of people. Usually, they are creators on TikTok or YouTube, and they came to Gruups to interact with their audience. They are mainly creators talking about a specific brand, like cosmetic brand, and they produce videos on there, but seems like TikTok or other platform are blocking it and they want more freedom. So they came to us to have more freedom.
If I may sort of, ask a question here, Essam, so no 2 brands are alike, right? I mean, they have different characteristics, even in the same category, and definitely different categories have different dynamics. So have you been experiencing similar level of pull from the brands, or have you been experiencing resistances from, certain categories, especially considering the regulatory situation, which could be hazy in some areas, and there could be tax implications, etc. So what has been your experience in terms of engaging with the brands and scaling this startup?
I think whenever we talk about brands, there's the blockchain mainstream brands that they are aware of it, and this is not our audience. We try to bring blockchain to the brands that they resist blockchain, and we want to bring it easy and smooth to them. We want to make it like a Web2 thingy for them, and we want to tell them that it's a huge monster is waiting there, and it's okay, don't worry, don't be afraid. You could use it to empower your community and to grow your business.
As a follow-up question, does anybody ask for exclusivity? Because brands are very, very particular about, associating and sort of building a community around it and having a little bit of an exclusivity. Are you speaking with that?
Actually, this is very, very nice question because one of our pivots was NFT gated exclusive communities. So with our watch marketplace, they specifically ask this question. They specifically ask, we have a Rolex owners that they buy 40,000 euros Rolex, and we don't want to put them in everywhere. We want to give them an authenticated NFT that authenticate their ownership of this NFT, and we want to bring them into a closed exclusive community. Can you do this for us? So that was one of our use cases, and thank you for asking this.
Thank you.
Just one very short question. I know we're short on time. For a consumer goods brand, not an exclusive Rolex or whatever, I mean, what is the advantage of having this DAO compared to, for example, a Twitter group, which today is used for interaction with consumers?
I think that's also another very good question, and thank you for asking it. In the end of the day, Twitter is centralized. Twitter could do whatever they want with users' data, with the rules of users and their customers. They could shut down. People are doing already business in Twitter by tomorrow because just they posted the wrong post, for example. And people are living now on those economy like Twitter or TikTok or Instagram. What we're trying to do is building a DAO that you are not in control. The community is in control. It's not your platform, it's our platform, and we are all partners and we are all shareholders in this platform. And giving the power back to the community by co-writing the rules and the smart contracts of what you could decide for me. It's not your decision anymore. It's our decision.
Does this also include data storage of the messages?
That's true. That's true. So we want that's the engagement part. Unfortunately, the time wasn't very enough to pitch our big pitch, the other pitch. But this is one critical point. By we give the power to the users that they choose which data that the brands could use and how much I want to sell it for, and how and when I can stop it if I don't like to share it anymore.
Thanks for the summary. I would suggest for deeper follow-up questions, can do it separately.
Please reach out. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Essam.
And have a good day. Thanks.
Then next pitch would be from Lacey from Metaintro.
Hi, everyone. Let me go ahead and share my screen. How's that?
Now it works. Full screen.
Awesome.
Yeah. Ready to go.
Right, cool. Hi, everyone. My name is Lacey, and I am the co-founder of Metaintro. I apologize in advance. My voice is a little raspy today. I just had knee surgery yesterday from a soccer injury. So I'm a little loopy today, but I'm going to try to give this 100%. So Metaintro, we're a professional resume wallet for Web3. I decided to put the team information first in this pitch, which I know is a little bit untraditional, but it's super important to why we're building what we're building. So a little bit about me. My background is in the HR space. Over the course of my career, I've hired literally thousands of people for the media and entertainment industry. And my co-founder, Brad, has 2 labor marketplace exits under his belt. The first one was acquired by ADP in 2018, and the second one went through the Comcast Techstars Accelerator. We have experience together. Our first labor marketplace that we built together was in the media and entertainment industry. Over the course of about 10 months, we built a product that grew to about 40,000 users, 2,000 production companies represented from all of the major networks, thousands of jobs booked, but most importantly, we reduced the time to hire in the media and entertainment industry. The fascination came into the Web3 space once we started dabbling in our own side projects. And we came back together and said, is there a way that we could use Web3 tools to reduce the time to hire in the way that Web2 companies never could? And frankly, the answer was simple. If credentials lived on chain, that would absolutely reduce the time to hire. Oftentimes in that HR space, as most of you probably know, as you've most likely hired before, what takes time in the hiring process is the verification of skills, proof of employment, proof of work, depending on what role you're hiring for. That list can go on. But with that being said, these credentials in the Web3 space, as I see it, are a very important piece of digital identity. And as we go to continue to start hiring, verifying credentials, and working in the Web3 space, having these credentials on chain will become more and more crucial to eventually reducing the time to hire. So that's where Metaintro was born. Metaintro is a custodial wallet, looked at more as a professional resume wallet for Web3. I will get into the way that it works here. Think of like MetaMask, but instead it holds all of your proof of work, proof of certifications, proof of skill, and job seekers can use those wallets to replace the PDF resume once and for all. Every wallet will look different, dependent on what that job seeker is applying for, what type of occupation they have, etc. But this is the gist of what you'll see. We have NFT badges that will stay in the wallet. Those NFT badges will hold proof of work, proof of certifications, what have you. And individuals will be able to add details, a brief bio, special interests, other things that people use to customize their traditional resume will also be important in their Metaintro wallet. So the way that it works is pretty self-explanatory. We start with authorizers. Authorizers are the people that are authorizing said proof of work, proof of skill, proof of education. They will authorize, let's say, John Smith's Harvard badge, then send that Harvard badge to the Metaintro wallet for John Smith. John Smith then will be able to use that wallet to apply to an employer's job listing. So let's say you're going to, let's say, Google's native job application form. You're going through the job application, traditional, you put your first and last name, your email, all of that good stuff. And when it gets to the point where it asks you to upload your PDF resume, instead it would say, authorize your Metaintro wallet. From there, as a Chrome extension, the Metaintro wallet would drop down and it authorize and auth into that native application. And John Smith would then be able to move forward and apply to that role. For employers, there's a slew of reasons why an employer would want a Metaintro wallet as a part of a job seeker's application. First, obviously, as I went over before, having verifications or having certifications on chain reduces the time to hire because those certifications are pre-verified. And in the hiring process, what generally takes a lot of time is the verification of said skill, of said certification, of said employment. Therefore, it reduces the time for screening, and therefore it reduces the time for operating costs in the hiring process. Initial target users, Web3 tech. I'm deep in the, excuse me. I'm deep in the Web3 space. As many of you know, Web3 companies are hiring like crazy right now. Sorry, My my medicine is kicking in. I should have had the surgery a few days earlier.
Do we put on our masks?
I know. It's awful timing for it.
Oh, good. We can also jump to the questions soon if you want.
Yeah. I don't know if I've crossed my 5 minutes yet. Sorry.
Slightly, yeah. But do you have maybe you want to wrap it up and then we just
let me wrap it up. Going after Web3 companies, the total TAM is about 29 billion for the total online staffing industry. Nobody's building a custodial Web3 wallet in this space that serves this purpose. As you've probably seen, there's been a few Web3 job boards pop up, NFT projects, DAOs, but nobody's specifically building a custodial wallet. Traction, we have about, over the past 60 days of building, we have about 1,500 job posts, Web3 job posters and seekers in a Discord community. I've already placed a few, I would say about 150 jobs over the past 60 days. And we have about 100 plus NFT badges waiting to be verified, meaning that people are knocking on our door, needing this product, and have badges that they want to have verified. We're raising 300,000 on a 3 mil cap. We're still technically in our pre-seed round, and we'll be using the capital to build out the wallet. All right, now you can stop listening to my raspy voice. I'm so sorry.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Lacey. Thanks for the pitch. Then, yeah, do we have some questions from the jury members?
Yeah, actually, I liked it very much. It's very interesting. There is the word institution somewhere, such that institutions have basically to verify such NFTs, right? Do you mean that, for example, the university, Harvard, or any other university as an institution should verify this? Or do you talk about the employees sitting there? You know, why am I saying this? Because we now know from the last 4 years of crypto assets and so on, that institutions and larger companies are still not capable of adopting this easily. And crypto assets and so on is basically a peer-to-peer market. That's why I'm asking this, you know, can you work around institutional approval such that basically you ask people, you know, individuals for verification because they are more easy to adopt it and to get?
Yep, absolutely. Working around, because I agree that institutions are difficult to go after. Sorry, this is disgusting that I'm coughing. There are certain Web3 friendly institutions, if you will, that are easy to go after, like coding schools, boot camps, those types of institutions, I call them institutions, are more Web3 friendly and eager to have the people that are going through their programs to be certified to then be hired. Those are the institutions we'd be going after first.
One follow-up question, because you know you in the educational sector you have professors educating people with their bachelor thesis, for example.
That's a great idea.
And you know, at the end of the day, you're trying to borrow reputation from a higher level institution to a lower level person, right? So you have the same architecture with a professor and a student, and the professor as an individual would basically more easily verify an NFT because he knows the student who has written his or her thesis with him or her, right? So, and a person can more freely decide in comparison to an institution, and you have the same mechanism that a higher reputation person is basically verifying a lower institution person. You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's an excellent idea. And I even think piggybacking off of that, you're opening up the door to referrals. Referrals are obviously super important in the hiring space. And now that we've created this relationship with said professor, oftentimes it'd be common to see that that professor also gives a referral. So I think that's an excellent recommendation of a good place to start.
Interesting.
Yep.
Lacey, like it a lot. Just one question. I see many people recruiting on LinkedIn, so they just said their URL, and we do the same for our portfolio companies. Works quite well. Would you say that the biggest difference to a LinkedIn structure as it is today is that with Metaintro you have verified information, or where is the biggest advantage?
Yeah, I think there are two parts to that answer. First, anybody can put any information on LinkedIn. It's not verified. Obviously, LinkedIn could move to building verified pipeline, that verifies credentials on their individual job seekers' profiles. But LinkedIn could be a potential exit for us if they're looking to move into that space. Secondly, if you've noticed, the Web3 hiring right now is taking place on Twitter. It is not taking place on LinkedIn. I see more jobs posted every day on my Twitter feed than I do LinkedIn. And I think it's going to be tough for companies, Web3 companies, to continue hiring on LinkedIn because they're not integrated into the space. They're not a part of the Web3 community. And job applicants see that, and they want to be a part of projects that are in the Web3 space, not necessarily Web2 companies that are moving into the Web3 space. So I think in terms of finding high quality candidates, a company like LinkedIn is not the place to find those candidates. I think it's Twitter. But I might be wrong in a year. Who knows? That's still something to continue to roll out. But that's just from the market that I'm seeing right now.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you have a quick question, Hanif? Otherwise, I would move to the last pitch.
No, I'm good actually. I'm good.
Fantastic. Thanks. Then,
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Leithin, despite your health condition.
I know, I'm so sorry. The surgery was awful.
All good. Thanks a lot. Then last pitch for today is from Kalen from Ethernos.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well and see my screen?
Yes, both works fine.
Perfect. Thank you for the opportunity and for the chance to pitch here. It's a big pleasure. Yes, so Ethernos is actually a deep tech focused on backing up human memories. I know it sounds a bit like a moonshot at the first thing, but I will drive you to understand that's not such a crazy thing in the end. So Ethernos is an intelligent human memory bank that basically processes data from your devices and parallels it with your day-to-day memories and generates a digital parallel of your brain backup. The problem we are solving is pretty much that mind, memories, and experiences, who are, I would say, the most important assets that we have and define who we are all stored on a storage with an expiry date and with a limited validity date, and that's the human brain. Solution and how we are tackling this, it's pretty much very straightforward. As long as this problem and limitation on writing on a biological storage remains, and we cannot copy or edit biological storage directly on the brain, the only valid option for us in that sense remains to generate a functional brain backup by capturing and understanding data packages that are generated in parallel by the digital sources around us, such as phones, computers, microphones, and other devices. So pretty much we are developing a technology that is using AI and machine learning to capture data from external data points, as I mentioned, in 4 formats for now, so video, audio, images, sound, and text, and connect this information with you and with your internal cognitive and understanding meaning, making digital external sources act as augmented eyes and ears of your own self. So we are building on top of this technology that is doing all this processing, a memory wallet that helps users capture their day-to-day memories from their phones, from their computers, and from other devices. And this wallet is using machine learning and AI to extract symbolic and factual information from each representation and write it in a user meta chain ledger with direct references to the raw files from where they are coming from. So with our wallet, you are pretty much creating a cloud living AI self generated on a daily basis from more information and more articulated memories you feed into it. Of course, this wallet is not just about capturing videos and pictures, but it also has a gamification component that rewards customers and users for backing up their memories through different riddles and mind riddles that have expiry time bases and where people can join and be rewarded for solving them. Of course, on top of the memories, there is a tokenization part for memory minting, where people can share their memories and monetize the memories. And there is another component that we are developing that we name mind farming, which is pretty much generating artificial NFTs that are more or less based on ideas and historical information around you. So pretty much the wallet gives you the chance to use your historical information to generate new meaning that you can later trade on the infrastructure. So as we know that people are experiencing information not only in the real world, Ethernos is a cross world and cross layer capturing source. So we are capturing data from the real world, as I said. We are capturing data from IoT. We are capturing data from traditional 1.0 web and 2.0 metaverse. And we are thinking that above all of these, there is an intelligent layer of information coming together that it's called Cogniverse. And we think that, let's say, the game engines and simulations are setting up the foundation for it. And we will be the historical data infrastructure that will help this technology to generate different type of meaning. So of course, everything is private at heart and is decentralized because we think that there is a huge legacy and problematic concern around data privacy due to its centralization on the big tech players. So we are building the technology in 2 layers with a private encryption for storage, and further down the line, we are developing a decentralized storage solution that involves community node runners to store files in the system. Of course, we have instant encrypted memory sharing for people that want to exchange memories between them. Of course, it has album capabilities and entire family evolution and life logging capabilities. And it has a very interesting component we name proof of reality, meaning that as long as we can capture memories and information about you, we can easily understand if some information that appears somewhere over the internet, it is real and it was real taken through your means, or if it's something that's fake, and you can easily validate or invalidate that through the functionality of the wallet. On top of those, we have a token called Mind Molecule. I will not go too detailed into the tokenomics and allocation. We are pretty much looking for a pre-sale of 20 million tokens worth 5 million euro. In terms of investment here, we are looking for also options in which we combine equity with token. That's something we can definitely discuss in detail afterwards. But pretty much the token is doing a few important things. So as I said, the AI processing capabilities will be decentralized and run through different nodes, and these nodes will be run by community members. So the token is pretty much rewarding the node owners for the services of processing memories and extracting understanding from memories, but also for the services of storing decentralized information across the internet within these nodes. For the users, it's a utility for memory minting, mind farming, and a play-to-earn component, as I mentioned. On the roadmap, I will be very fast here. We are doing a pre-sale, and we plan that by end of Q4 this year, we are launching the full version of the product with the whole infrastructure behind it. The company is registered in Germany. We have a patent application. We have a team of 20 people working on it. And so far we invested over 500K from founders' money. And we feel that it's time to move faster. So that's why we are looking for a partner. The market, as you can imagine, is huge. There are different directions in which this can be approached. So it's the whole direction of brain and degenerative diseases, the loss of memory and recall issues, where Ethernos with an AR solution can play a big and important role. And one of the first entry points for us, it's families of young people that have young kids, and they are really focused on really documenting and tracking everything in a totally encrypted, safe, and long-lasting setup. Of course, there are a lot of side ideas.
We need to cut short.
Sure.
Can you wrap it up?
Yeah, business wise, we are selling storage. I added here fiat prediction for it. So we are selling packages of 10 euro per month for 100 gigabytes of decentralized storage that comes with the whole technology. In terms of the unit economics, we actually run a lot of marketing tests. And we came to the conclusion that after 24 months, for each user, we have a gross profit of 170 euro. That's something we can discuss in detail around critical mass that we need and how much money.
Sorry to interrupt. Last sentence I would suggest, because otherwise we have
okay. No time. Yeah, last sentence then about the team.
One sentence.
There was too many slides here. Yeah, so I founded three successful companies so far, and the team that works on this project built and developed technology used by millions of users. Also, together with the rest of the team members, we have more than 100 patents to date. We build different types, decentralized, centralized, in the media streaming, and we think we are really the best team to build that. And as I said, we are looking for 5 million euro to take care of it and bring it to the market. Sorry for being long.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Karin. Then before we jump to Q&A, there might be 1 or 2 questions left in terms of time for you. I would ask the jury members right now to use the jury voting sheet that we've sent them and to vote now. And in the meantime, I would ask Alex to start the Zoom poll session for the audience. So if you're in the audience, you have the option right now to vote for the star pitch that you enjoyed the most. And we take the next 30 seconds to do the vote. Jury does in the meantime. For jury members, if you finished already, then you can already ask Kaylin your questions if you like.
So if I can, probably jump in here. So I think, I like the concept, and essentially this is about, creating amalgamation of blockchain AI/ML, which is very interesting. Now, my question is that, do you think blockchain is the right technology for, creating this? Essentially, because it is extremely, especially when you want to have a lot of massive amount of data storage. Yeah. It sort of, creates an issue in terms of, I would say that, of course, latency and other issues, I'm not getting into technical aspects, but it sort of, slows down things to a point that you can't really collaborate very effectively and move the data around very freely.
Yeah, so the blockchain component into this system relies more on the tokenomics and token usage side of things. But the user ledger, let's call it, it's like a small size ledger, like a small size blockchain per each user. So each user has its own blockchain for storing memories. And there are a few reasons around, let's say, security and data integrity, why we decided to use a ledger-like structure in that sense, for proof of chronology of things, for making sure they are not misalignments in terms of ordering and sorting memories chronologically. But in the pure sense, let's say we do not have a blockchain publicly available with millions of users posting information. Let's say it's like an internal blockchain that is deployed on multiple devices depending on how many wallet applications the user is having. So it works like a ledger database on storage end for memories, and it has the token component and monetization for exchanging the processing power and so on within the network.
Got it. So, Kellen, how far have you progressed with building an MVP, since you mentioned that $500,000 of your own?
Yeah, so we are pretty close now to closing a proof of work that is doing all we promised for images, for still images, and we developed in parallel already the modules for the processing, for the extraction of elements, for video and text as well. And now we are going into the phase of, let's say, connecting all the modules together and creating a dynamic allocation between the wallet front-end experience and how things work behind the infrastructure. So there are relatively important bits of the infrastructure already in place right now.
Okay, thanks. We can take one final question if someone of the other gym members has one. Otherwise, conclude here. Thanks for the pitch. Could you just stop sharing slides so then I can take over?
Sure.
Fantastic. 1 second. Okay, great. So yeah, thanks to all the staffs for pitching. Thanks for the jury members for being here as well. Thanks for voting. Thanks to the audience for voting. So for today, also just for everyone to understand, for transparency, so the vote from the jury and the vote from the audience is like 50-50. Today, however, in both cases, it was quite clear that the favorite for today was Lacey from Metaintro. So congratulations to you, Lacey, even though you're a bit sick today.
Thank you.
We'll follow up with you properly after and write some article about it. And of course, we will upload the whole video. So
this was great. Yeah, this was fun. And it was great learning about some of the other startups in the ecosystem. And if you guys need to hire, join our Discord. Yeah, we've got about 1,500 job seekers looking for jobs. So, but congrats to everyone else for just being able to pitch today.
Thanks a lot, Lacey. Thanks to everyone else as well. And lastly, from our side, we have our next panel upcoming in exactly 2 weeks. Very exciting topic. We talk about the metaverse. We have speakers from Netflix, from Venly, from Chainlink, and we have someone from Gather.town over, which is quite an interesting metaverse project from the US at the moment. And we will, as a first time, actually try out their platform. So we will have a panel for an hour, and 20 to 30 of the participants will have the exclusive opportunity to join our Gather space for the 20 minutes after the event. We will hang out with the speakers and have the opportunity to chit chat and ask them some questions and try out this new tool. So that's it from our side. Tune in for the next events. And if you have anything, then feel free to reach out to us. Thanks, everyone.